feed your pile. The greens and browns of composting. Think of your compost pile as having a balanced diet of greens and browns. Just like a healthy diet for us, a compost pile thrives on a balanced mix of these two types of materials. Greens are nitrogen-rich materials, like fruit scraps, vegetable peels, and grass clippings. These are the fresh, moist items that provide essential nutrients to the compost. These materials add moisture and nitrogen to your compost, which are crucial for the microorganisms that break down the organic matter. Without enough greens, your compost pile might decompose too slowly. Browns are carbon-rich materials, such as dried leaves, which are essential for providing the energy that microorganisms need to thrive. Twigs and shredded paper also fall into this category. These materials help to create air pockets in the compost, which is vital for aeration. They provide carbon and help with air circulation, ensuring that your compost pile remains well ventilated and doesn't become too compacted. Aim for a good mix of both greens and browns. A balanced compost pile will decompose more efficiently and produce richer compost. A good ratio is about 2 parts brown materials to 1 part green materials. This ratio helps maintain the right balance of carbon and nitrogen, which is key for effective composting. Avoid adding meat, dairy products, or oily foods to your compost. These items can disrupt the composting process and attract unwanted pests. These items can attract pests and create unpleasant odors. Keeping your compost pile free of these materials will ensure it remains healthy and odor-free. Stick to plant-based materials for the best results. By following these guidelines, you'll create a nutrient-rich compost that will benefit your garden and the environment. Compost care. A little love goes a long way. Your compost pile is alive with tiny microorganisms that break down the materials. You can help them thrive by keeping the pile moist. Water it regularly, like a wrung-out sponge. Turning the pile every few weeks helps to mix the materials and provide oxygen. Use a garden fork or a compost aerator to turn the pile. This helps speed up the composting process. If you notice any unpleasant smells, your pile might be too wet. Add more brown materials to absorb excess moisture. With a little care and attention, your compost pile will thrive. Troubleshooting your compost. Common problems, easy fixes. Even with the best care, you might encounter some common composting issues. If your pile isn't heating up, it might be too dry or lacking nitrogen-rich greens. Add water or green materials and turn the pile. If you notice a foul odor, it could indicate too much moisture or a lack of air circulation. Turn the pile more frequently and add dry, brown materials. Remember, composting is a natural process. Be patient and don't be afraid to experiment. With a little troubleshooting, you can easily overcome any composting challenges. Reap the rewards. The bounty of black gold. After several months, your compost pile will transform into a rich, earthy-smelling material called compost. This black gold is a gardener's best friend. It's packed with nutrients that help plants thrive. Mix compost into your garden beds to improve soil structure, drainage, and fertility. You can also use it as a top dressing for your lawn or to make compost tea, a nutrient-rich liquid fertilizer. By composting, you're not only reducing waste, you're creating a valuable resource for your garden. It's a win-win situation for you and the environment. So why not start composting today? You'll be amazed by the results.